As a matter of fact, I think that this Durafly Tundra version 3 then, it does come in kind of in the top 10 RCR planes I ever flown. And I do have a thing for kind of in this size then, 4S high wing RCR plane with this feature. So certainly just a favorite of mine. I just want to show another flight. So let's head outside and do a flight on the Tundra. I'm at this small football field this early morning and have my rather fantastic Durafly Tundra version 3. To me, it's really fun just to fly on a location like this. There are trees, buildings, fences, poles. Just put a little bit of limit on what you can do when it comes to just distance and such. But I like to keep my planes just then flying really close. And I think that just stall turns just doing fine with this Tundra then. You have flaps which slows down this plane so great. Very easy just to land. And it's just as easy as to get up. I also think this plane looks really fantastic when it flies with the silver and the red. Even the lights might not show too much then in this kind of light to the camera, but when you fly it you can certainly just see it. So just in comparison to my Arrows RC Bigfoot, I think that the Bigfoot then has just as great light as this plane. But we'll compare this then to some other 1.3 meter planes. So just what pops into my head right now: the Arrows RC Bigfoot 1.3, the FMS Super Cub 1.3, the E-Flight Valiant 1.3. These are all like high wing RCR planes. I also have the Cherokee 1.3, which is a low wing plane, tricycle plane. So I mean, all of these planes are truly great for what they are. And I mean, this plane is just as great as the Valiant, for instance. And actually, I think it's just as great as the Bigfoot and from Arrows. I still think that the Bigfoot flies a little bit more agile and speedy if you just push it. But on the other hand, with this plane, you get a float set included. So I think that's just fantastic. And I honestly like the look of this Tundra than more than the Bigfoot, although I think the Bigfoot is a great looking plane. You can see with the flaps deployed, no ballooning, it just slows down, just crawls down. Really fantastic. And then let's get it down. Compensate with the drop with just a little bit of throttle. You don't need much throttle to get it up in the air. You can do really steep banking. And the thing is, this plane isn't over controlled in any way. I've set up like 30% around the expo for the control surfaces, I should say. And then it just feels agile at the same time as it is really gentle and precise when you fly it. So it might not be the best 3D plane, but certainly for some casual aerobatics, it's just truly fantastic. Just look at it, it just crawls down with full flaps, just fantastic air brake on this plane. If you go this slow, I mean, surely we just most often will experience some bouncing from any RCR plane. And you really don't have to push 100% throttle then on 4S when you fly this plane, just to have it do whatever you like. So the power system is really nice. When you really need the power, you can just punch it and have an even more agile plane. So let's get it down one more time then. Certainly, I mean, this location, I could do a kind of a longer approach, just facing me. I really like to fly this plane, just going in circles and try to get it as slow as possible before I land. It's nice. Just practice and I mean, just look at it. It's just, I think it's just amazing how slow this one can fly. It's really effortless. So another great on this plane. I'm truly digging it. It reserves really a spot among my top 10 planes, in my opinion.
Question is, what makes this such an enjoyable RC airplane? Well, I can just name a few things. I think that when you have kind of the right size to weight ratio, you have kind of a good, fairly low wing load then. And when you have features with flaps, you can really slow down RC airplane. When it rolls fast and handles just fast overall, you never feel that you are kind of out of control on the RC airplane. And when you have 4S in this size, then usually it means that you have kind of an abundance of power, so you can just go around and push with the power just through anything that you do. And just pair that then with a really good design. I really love the colors on this RC airplane, flaps, LED lights, reverse thrust then on the speed controller, a good prop sound, a float set included, a fairly simple build. I would say this is the simplest build then on any RC airplane. And you can certainly just disassemble this one and put it back in the box just for storage, which is just fantastic. I mean, just all these things makes this a really great plane. And then just on top of that, I mean, there's kind of no bad tendency to this RC airplane. So that's why I really dig this one. And I surely think that, I mean, there gotta be some sort of a sweet spot when it comes to RC airplanes. And I think that this 1.3 then in this kind of a weight class with these features, high wing, even a low wing, I mean, that's kind of the gold standard, at least to me.